welcome to my kitchen. Today is prep day. We're going to start, today's Saturday, we're going to start the program tomorrow, Sunday. And today we're going to make two recipes, the broccoli cheddar bake and the chicken enchilada. So we're not doing too much today, just picking up some stuff from Home Depot and chilling around the house. So let's get started. I'm excited. I love to cook, so let's get this going. So for this recipe, you are going to need 6 cups of broccoli florets, 9 eggs, 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk, a fourth of a teaspoon of salt and ground pepper, and you're also going to need a fourth of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and then cooking spray, and 4 ounces of reduced fat cheddar cheese. I could not find reduced fat cheddar cheese, so we're just going to go with the regular cheddar cheese. First thing you got to do is preheat the oven to 375. So they want you to microwave your broccoli. I don't like microwaved veggies, so this is how I like to make or steam my vegetables. Just put a little bit of water in the bottom of a pan. Easy peasy. Set it on the stove. Put your broccoli in there. Put the lid on. And then we're going to do about medium high. And then I just set the timer for 10 minutes. And that usually will steam up the broccoli really nice. So that's what I like to do. Now we're going to get the rest of the ingredients going. So we're going to do 9 eggs. One cup of almond milk. I'm going to go 1/4 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And I suppose if you wanted it more spicy, you could probably add a little bit more, but we'll just go with the recipe for right now. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I'm not measuring, a couple turns, and a little bit of the black pepper, a couple turns. And then we're just going to whisk this together. I just like to take a regular fork and just really work it. Get those eggs, the yolks, really broken up, and everything really well. Like, I got a glob right there. Get that going. So you don't want any, like this is a solid egg yolk here. You don't want any of that, so you're going to want to really get it all mixed up. And I still got some clumps of seasoning over here. Get that going. Get it really good and mixed up. And add a lot of air into it too. That looks really good. It's all incorporated and mixed really well, so that's good. About 3 minutes for the broccoli and the 10-minute timer. Take this off, and it's still pretty frozen, you can see. So this is a good time to it's still pretty frozen, so this is a good time to just take your spoon and break it up a bit. But it's cooking nicely, so it's gonna need a few more minutes. But okay, so I let the broccoli sit for a little bit to cool off. I drained it in a colander. And just for personal preference, I'm going to chop up the broccoli into a little bit more bite-sized pieces, just because this is like a casserole, and I don't know, I think it'd be just easier to eat if it wasn't in these ginormous, huge chunks. So I'm just going to chop this stuff up and make them more friendly to eat. And that's just my personal preference. So I'll get these chopped up and I'll come back to you. Okay, so now it's time to put the dish together. I just get some avocado oil spray. I know it's high in fat, so what I'm going to do is just spray the corner a little bit here. They want a lightly greased baking dish. So I'm just going to take a paper towel, regular paper towel, and I'm just going to scooch that down through. So it'll be lightly greased and it won't be too much fat and stuff. And then we're going to take 6 cups of broccoli that I chopped up, and we're going to just put it in the dish. Spread that out. This is a ceramic dish. 13 by 9 ceramic dish. So that's good. And then they want you to sprinkle the cheese. 4 ounces of reduced fat cheddar. Like I said, I couldn't find reduced fat. Not going to panic about it, but 4 ounces is about a half a cup. Roughly a half a cup. So we're just going to sprinkle that over the top of the broccoli. Who doesn't like broccoli and cheddar? It's like one of the best things God ever created. Now, how many of you out there in the comments below, when they say cheddar, you use like half a bag? This is just like the perfect amount. Okay. And then we're going to pour the egg mixture over top, and I'm just going to give it one good, because it's been sitting here for a minute, so I'm just going to give it one good, like, stir. And I'm just going to pour this over top. Okay. And then something you can do just to kind of make sure it gets in all the nooks and crannies is kind of just ever so slightly rock it, just so it gets in all the right holes, okay? We're going to be putting this in the oven for 40 to 45 minutes until the center is nice and firm. So it's nice and firm, basically. So that's where we'll be. I'll see you in 45 minutes. Okay, so the timer just went. It's been 40 minutes. I'm just going to see if the center is done. And I have a toothpick, but I never have toothpicks. So I'm just going to take a nice knife and put it down the middle. And if it comes out clean, which is fairly clean, then it's good to go. And then I'm also just kind of tapping it to feel how firm it is. And it's really firm. So I put mine, and if you notice, the edges are really brown. So it's been in for 40 minutes. So that is the delicious dish that we will be eating. So this broccoli cheddar breakfast bake works out to be 4 servings, and those are some pretty large servings, guys. And it works out to be your 1 lean, 3 greens, and 1.5 condiments. You get 3 condiments per day, so you have another 1.5 condiments for that day to fool around with. Change up some of your feelings if you want. But I gotta tell you guys, it smells really good, and that's a lot of food. So this is gonna feed my boyfriend and I for 2 days apiece. So let's get on to the next recipe. Okay, on to the next recipe. We're going to be making chicken enchilada roll-ups. Spices that you're going to need is 1 teaspoon of oregano leaves, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. You're also going to need the red enchilada sauce, green chilies. You're going to need diced tomatoes, and we had cherry tomatoes, so that's what we're going to be using. You're going to need 4 6-ounce raw boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and these breasts are pretty huge. They're almost 16 ounces a piece, so that's going to be cover it. You're going to need 1 cup of reduced fat shredded Mexican cheese, and you're going to need 3 cups of cauliflower, which is what is in the steamed bags there. And then you're also going to need an avocado. And the problem with avocado is I can buy them and then they immediately rot and I never get to use them, so I am substituting for some sour cream, but I think it's a teaspoon. I'll have to get back with you on that. And then some chopped cilantro. So that is all the ingredients for the chicken enchilada roll-ups. Let's get started. All right, first things first, we're gonna preheat the oven to 375 and let that warm up. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is just chop up the tomatoes. We need 1/2 of a cup. Like I said, we had some leftover cherry tomatoes, so I'm gonna just chop these guys up. Alright, so we got our 1/2 a cup of tomatoes. I'm going to chop up some cilantro. We need 1/4 of a cup of this. An interesting fact, if you're one of those people who taste soap when they eat cilantro, it is because of the stems. I don't know what's in the stems, but whatever's in the stems causes you to have that soapy taste when you eat cilantro. So, you can always try eating the cilantro without the stems. I luckily don't have that problem, so I don't need a whole lot of the cilantro, just 1/4 of a cup. Okay, now we're going to take the chicken and any fat that's on it or skin we're going to cut off. Any extra. And like I said, this chicken is just under what we need for the meat requirement, and I'm not going to stress out about it. It is what it is. So what I'm going to do is cut this in half as much as I can. Yeah, that's probably good. And then they want you to butterfly it. And all that means is you're going to take it and cut it in half, but not all the way through. So. Sorry. Just like that. Make a little pocket. It's been a while since I've done this, so let's go this way. Okay, I guess that'll work. Okay, so now we're going to get the seasoning together. And we need 1 teaspoon of everything. So this is 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Shh. My boyfriend hates garlic. I love it. He hates it. I'm putting it in. I haven't had garlic in forever. So. And 1 teaspoon of cumin. Mix this up really good. Okay. Get the spices out of the way, the spice jars. And then we're going to rub down the chicken breasts with the spice mixture. Get it all over, get nice and flavorful. Little bits. Smells good. So my boyfriend and I fell in love over Mexican food. We love Mexican flavors, so you will probably be seeing a lot of type of Mexican type dishes on this channel because we love it. It's our jam. I didn't fillet this one very good. Just break that apart. Wash up. Okay, and so now we're going to put the dish together. I've got my avocado oil spray. Just put some on the top like I did before. Take paper towel. I'm just going to grease this puppy up a little bit so it doesn't stick. And take some of the enchilada sauce and you're going to put it on the bottom of the pan. Okay. Then you're going to take the chicken breast and you're going to lay cut side up. And you're going to put 2 teaspoons of chilies in there. About a tablespoon of tomatoes. And 2 tablespoons of cheese. So tablespoon of tomatoes. I'm gonna mix that out a little bit. And 2 tablespoons of cheese, which is basically like 2 pinches of cheese. Okay, then you are going to roll them up . And just kind of put them seam side down. So we're going to do that with all of the chicken's breasts here. And this is a 13 by 9 glass baking dish. As long as it fits, you know, whatever you're making. Okay, so I got that done. Okay, and then you're going to take the remainder with the remaining sauce, chilies, and tomatoes. So we're going to put the remainder of the ingredients on top of the chicken. So the remainder of the tomatoes, chilies, and cheese, and then we're going to pour the sauce all over top of it. So and the rest of the enchilada sauce. Okay, this is going to go into the oven, like I said, at 375. We're going to cover and foil and bake for 30 minutes. And then after we take the foil off, we're going to cook for another 15 minutes or more, just until it's cooked through. Okay, so as I did with the broccoli, I'm going to do the same thing with the cauliflower rice. Just got a little bit of water in the pan, and I'm going to put it on medium-high, and I'm going to steam it that way for about 10 minutes while the chicken is cooking. Okay, so the cauliflower rice is done, but it's really wet. So what I'm going to do, it's like really wet. There's a lot of fluid in there. So what I did was I took a colander with some paper towel, and I'm going to strain this. And there we go. This should be pretty dry now. You don't want to get it too dry because we are going to be reheating this in the microwave, so you do want some fluid so it'll cook good in the microwave, but it's done. Okay, it's been about 30 minutes. We're going to take the foil off. This is what you are left with, and we're going to put this back in the oven for another 15 minutes, and then it should be good to go. Okay, so this came out of the oven with the last timer. Doesn't that look pretty? So what you're going to do is you're going to take 1/4 of a cup of the cauliflower rice, put a chicken breast on top with some of the sauce, top it with some cilantro, and then since we're not doing the avocado, we're going to do, it says 2 tablespoons of sour cream, which seems like a lot to me. I might just do 1. And this equals 1 leaner, 1 healthy fat, 3 greens, and 1.5 condiments. So this looks really delicious, and I can't wait to eat it. So enjoy!